up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Real Housewives of Potomac Part 2 of Season 6 reunion. Girl, I was talking for at least 2.5 minutes before. I am so glad I checked this microphone to see if it was on. Girl, I'm so glad. Anyways, so, like I said, overall, the episode was just okay. There was a point in the episode where I felt like these women are playing games, and I feel like it's very strange how they behave and how they say the things that they say, as if I feel like as if they don't. I feel like it's insulting people's intelligence when you say things in a way, and it's like you can't possibly believe yourself. Like, you know that we know that you're not telling the truth right now, right? Like, that's how I feel. It's like y'all think people don't see. Do you think that you're smarter than the average person? Because the average person can see what you guys are doing, and then like it's weird for them to actually do it, and then like with a straight face, like you literally there has to, it's a level. I don't even want to get into it that quickly, but it's like in order to be like in these spaces, there has to be, I think that we all have a tinge of narcissists, not the personality disorder, but just a narcissistic like programming, right? I mean, social media is like proof of that, right? But at the same time, I feel like these women are like saying things as if we are not aware. It's like, do y'all like? I was watching it like, are y'all really doing? It's like, are y'all really doing this for real? They asked Candace, would she consider anger management? Has she ever considered anger management? I don't even think that is a legitimate question. I'm going to respond, she says, and they get to Wendy some kind of way, and Wendy says, yes, we cut deep, we all cut deep. One person is no different from the other, but Candace just sticks the landing. Candace says, so because I stick the landing, am I supposed to spare everyone's feelings? And then Karen says, well, if you keep going, you won't have to spare anyone anything. They will just tune you out. And no one wants that, because we care for you and we are not going to deal with the abuse with the tongue. The we care for you part, we don't even have to worry about that. That's like, it means nothing. I don't believe her. So we're not going to spend any time on that. But the part about saying you're not going to have to worry about anyone because they will tune you out, I feel like that was a dog whistle to say that no one is going to want to film with you. No one is going to want to film with you if you are verbally abusive with your tongue. Giselle makes it a point to say that she has never been in an altercation. And then Candace mentions when Robin and Giselle rolled up to the Kangaroo restaurant and they got in Ashley's face. Giselle says she didn't know what Robin was going to do. Robin says, oh, that's old, and that don't have nothing to do with Giselle. The point is that while you're saying what I've done is this violent thing, we're going to spotlight the time where you have become very aggressive with somebody that it could have led to. Like that literally was worse than good night. Good night. That's what now this is getting in your face. That was literally the complete opposite. And somehow, some way, it's like, oh girl, that was old. Oh girl, that don't have nothing to do with Giselle. That's not the point. The point is it's happened amongst this group of women, and for some reason this woman, her behavior is somehow just like out of order and just like out of line. I don't know what else you can attribute it to. Like, to the point, everything doesn't have to be colorism, but what would you attribute the double standard in behavior, the goalpost being moved? Don't you think you just move it a little, one or two steps further? One or two steps further from putting somebody's finger in their face is actually punching them in the face. I don't know, Robin. I don't know. Another altercation. Robin's been in another altercation with Monique that was actually more aggressive and more hostile than what Monique and Candace's interaction. Way more hostile. And Robin was the aggressor. Maybe we should ask Robin, do we think she needs anger management on some low-key shit for real? That's old, she says, and that don't have nothing to do with her. And then Andy says, it seems like they're trying to give you big sister advice. They're not her sisters, so don't say that. I mean, well, honey, let me not speak for her, because they might be her sisters, honey. That might just be the way that they decide to be in these like toxic ass, weird ass fucking reality show relationships. Fucking weird. Did the backstory with Mia's mom? Did you know that? I think she asked that. Did you know that or something? I forgot what they said the backstory with Mia's mom. But Andy to Mia said that you were a disaster on social media. She blames her social media manager. What is your social media strategy? Is it getting into fights? And she says she gives the apology that she was prepped to give. I know that I was a disaster. I acknowledge that I was a disaster on Twitter. I own it. And I'm going to do better. It is so clear what they're doing. I'm just like, girl, y'all, honey, we are looking behind the curtain at y'all, like literally looking behind the curtain at y'all. And that's why I'm just like looking at them like, and then I didn't realize it until Wendy started mirroring Giselle and I said, that is what Giselle does. Girl, don't nobody believe you. You can do all of this and do all the magic tricks you want to do and do it. Don't nobody believe you. You are a liar and a coward. I was so happy when she called her that. So happy when she called her that. Girl, you are a liar and a coward. That's it. You are a liar and a coward. I own it and I'm going to do better. So then Giselle goes, but it was you. And then she says it was her social media manager. And then Candace goes, did she block me? She goes, oh, you're blocked? Girl, you know I'm blocked. Shut up. Like, and did anyone else hear Wendy say it's pathological at this point? Like I have been saying, girl, it's pathological at this point. And I don't know anything else about Mia, but it might be attributed to how she grew up, that she just lies for no reason at all. To me, people who lie for no reason at all are very dangerous. I've always said that. I've always felt that. I feel when people lie, it's for a reason. And when you just lie for no reason, I look at you sideways. Because, like they were doing with Erica Jane, you were lying to kind of protect yourself and this, that. So people could kind of understand why you weren't completely forthright. But when you were just lying just for, I don't know, fucking just fuck it. We're almost like the same person. I've known her for 20 years. If she's gonna speak for me, then she needs to use my words. Girl, you make no sense at all. You and who this ghost social media manager that you've known for 20 years. Girl, it's a mess. And then Wendy says, so how did your social media manager know about Escala, like Escala's townhouse? And why would she get up at 7 o'clock in the morning? I remember that morning. Everybody was like, girl, that's the first thing on your mind. Like, that's a mess. And girl, what? It's a mess. It was such a mess. She said that, oh, a scholar brought the tweets out, honey. And she goes, can I see them? And she's looking at them. And Candace was like, girl, why are you reading them like you didn't write it? Exactly. Like, it's like, you're just going to go all the way through with it, huh? You're just going to commit through the whole thing. You know, you wrote those. And the thing is, you're supposed to be this boss ass bitch, right? But you can't say, like, girl, that was me. That was me. I was fucking pissed. But you said you owned it. But then after you said you owned it, then you put it on somebody else and said that if she's going to speak on my behalf, it needs to be my words. So you're telling her to say that then. So then why would you blame it on a social media manager? It's you, right? They ask a scholar what's wrong with strippers. You know, you talk about the classes thing. She says, no, it doesn't have nothing to do with that. You're going to get it how you live or whatever. What the problem is that she brings up how much money she makes all the time, and it's tacky to do that. It's almost as if she throws her socioeconomic status in other people's faces. And then, so I don't know what went back and forth, but she ends up saying at one point, um, I have other things to do. And then the scholar said, girl, you was fucking with us all season. Now all of a sudden you got other things to do, girl. Whatever. Whatever. And then that was it for a scholar. And I was like, Mia, like, girl, y'all only brought her down here for 2 sentences. I felt the same way. I was like, that's it. She got all dressed up and all this for that. Is she gonna come out again? Like, what? I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I did not like that. Wendy, they go upstairs. They go on a break. They go upstairs. Wendy and Candace in Candace's room. Wendy tells Candace she has her back. Because I was looking at Wendy like, girl, why aren't you jumping in? Why aren't you saying anything? I was like, you need to say something. But I mean, I guess it's okay with Candace. I don't know. You know what? With Candace, I don't know. Maybe it is the relationship that she has with her mom is the reason why she's willing to like function in these type of relationships with these women where she literally is just like replaying the relationship with the mother over and over again with all these women. It's just like I don't know. I don't know. Everybody says she's playing a numbers game. Say she's playing a numbers game. Some say she's playing chess. Some say she's what Chris says she's playing checkers. I think she should play Battleship. Some people say she's playing Pac-Man. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I just don't know. Um, Candace said, if you leave me alone, we won't have to go there. She says, I know I'm a bitch. I'm harsh with my words, but like again, I don't know where the belt is or how low is low, but apparently burn in hell, burn in eternal hell, and your mama is lower than calling somebody a drug addict and an alcoholic like Karen did Giselle. But then we are supposed to have space for Mia because the girl said your mama, and Mia's mother is a drug addict, and that's the reason, or was an ex-drug addict, and that's the reason why we should hold some type of empathy and not use your mama. But that's not as low as Karen actually saying to Giselle, you're an alcoholic and a drug addict. I apologize to Giselle, but Giselle can't apologize to you. I didn't spread any rumors. And she says, yes, when Karen came with facts about Jamal backed with evidence, I also have children who can read, so you'll have to apologize to my children one day. They said that um, Wendy looked at Grace like all cockeyed. Wendy, the way that Wendy looked at her was like, look at this girl with what I don't know. It looked like a judgmental look. It looked judgmental. Like who this girl thinks she is. I don't know. I mean, we can't say what she felt at the time. We could only go by what we have associated with her gesture. To me, it looked like she was like, girl, where you think you going? That's how she looked to me. Like, I can't say what she was thinking in the moment. But that's what I can say what it looked like she was saying to her. Cause she was looking at her like, girl, where she think she going? That's how she was looking to me. So I don't know. Giselle said that, you looked at my daughter cockeyed crazy. And she was like, I apologize to Grace. So make sure you apologize to my kids. She says, I was actually sticking up for their father. She was trying to talk, and Wendy was not letting her do it. She says, you're a liar and a coward. And that's what I think a lot of people don't like, is when you're able to talk. There's a way that you talk, and a lot of people just don't like it because it can come off as though you're trying to overtalk them, but it's just the rhythm of your words and how it beats, right? Like, and you could tell, like, that's why they don't like going back and forth with Wendy. Robin even said, it's like we get the commentator. Okay, then you should know that's my job. If I feel like that's my strong suit in an argument is to speak like that, then I'm going to do that. So you're going to get the commentator when you argue with me, because I feel like I'm stronger when I'm delivering my words if I'm speaking like this, and they're going to hit you and they're going to land. And that's just what it is. And I love that she was like, okay. And then when Giselle was like trying to do like that old dismissive, like, girl, whatever. And then Wendy was like, girl, yeah, okay, girl. Like, girl, you're not, nothing you do, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, girl. You have the right girl. Like, I really feel like Wendy was like, I'm so prepared for Giselle. And then they get to, you see that we didn't fight. Okay, so the way that she was explaining, that Giselle was explaining to Candace, was like, even though me and Karen go back and forth, we didn't fight. So while that's all great and good, and that's a great point, why you're directing it to Candace should not be, you should actually direct it to Mia, who said to Andy that Candace is long overdue for an ass whipping. Y'all heard her say that, right? Nobody stopped the presses. Nobody said anything. And that's why Candace told Giselle, you just condoned it. You just condoned it. You just said it was like you could understand. That shit was crazy. And there was too much hollering and over talking. And then Karen was like, we were just stating facts. And she was like, aggressively. And then Giselle gets emotional about Karen acknowledging her kids, saying it shows how deep our relationship is. And then they get up and give each other a hug. And I wrote, hug, fake. This shit is fake. That's what I wrote. This shit is fake. And then they get on Ashley. They ask her about her husband, her predator husband, producing. Wendy said, what kind of films is he producing? And the way it cut, I don't know how it cut. I was like, why did they cut out what the response was? But then Andy read something off of a card, and they were like, I thought he wanted to produce porn. And then Ashley was like trying to laugh it off. It was very cringy. And then the rest of Ashley's segment was about questions related to Candace, which is why Candace said to Ashley, earn your check a different way. You don't have nothing else going on but to try to hook me into arguments, because you literally have nothing else going on Please earn your check a different way. The first question was, why does Candace relish in being so nasty to Ashley about her postpartum body? Even Robin came to her defense and was like, they go back and forth, and she knew that that would get her and hit her right where it hurts. And then Candace says, well, I relish in being nasty to someone who's been nasty to me. Then Giselle chimes in. And whenever she goes against Candace, I'll jump in and say, like, whatever it is, I'll just say that I was offended by it. Whatever it is, I'll just say I was offended by it, right? Okay. I was offended by the wide body comment. You should be with your stovepipe legs, right? Right? Because we wasn't talking about that. Oh, because that was just jokes and it was just funny. And y'all put a little twist of humor on it. Is that what it is? Well, let's just say Candace put a twist of humor on hers too. Same thing. Y'all doing the same exact thing. I'm doing just like you. Just like you. A mess. Girl, I said these people are a mess. The next question to Ashley was, why is Candace obsessed with the breast milk? And then she says, well, you make a comment about my hair and saying that I have dry hair and I'm a black woman. Should I be offended by that? And then that's when they mention the privilege part. Candace says, and that's your privilege. The way that it was cut, I don't know how it was introduced, how that topic of the conversation, but then Ashley goes, I want to talk about that. I can understand that white privilege exists, and I can understand that colorism exists. I'm a biracial woman, and I understand it, but I don't feel that it exists in this group. That's what Wendy says. If you can acknowledge that it exists in society, or how can you say that it doesn't exist and it's not playing out in this group? Well, I just feel like it's more coming from the viewers, and the viewers are projecting. Earn your check a different way. Earn your check a different way, Ashley. I am the subject of your discussions. That's what Ashley said to Candace. I'm the subject, but meanwhile, this is your segment, right? And after we talked about your predator husband trying to, do smut films, right? Produce smut films. The next two questions are about Candace. Candace is reminding you to earn your check a different way. And I suggest the same thing. I said we're on Ashley's segment and most of the questions are about Candace. You say things that irk me, but you are intentionally trying to offend me. So she's saying that because Candace says things to her with the intent to offend her, she's offended and she's irked by it. I don't think she's meaning to pet you and coddle you and hug you and hold your hand and stroke your hair, Ashley. I don't think that's the goal at all. I just don't. You have done some really fucked up things. I hate it when Ashley says, what did I do to offend you? Girl, don't be looking down your nose at me. I did not like that at all. They said, why? Because she made the statement for Monique. And then they really all were like rallying behind Ashley. Like, Ashley didn't mean to hurt you. And then Ashley said, I didn't really think she would care. Girl, are you serious? Like, you didn't think that she would care, but you said that you did it to, it was to seal that, right? Because you were getting revenge against her, right? And you did that to seal that, but you didn't think that that she would care. So you did something to hurt her, but you're saying that you didn't mean to do it to hurt her, but it was actually to seal off a revenge plot. Like, it was your revenge to do this and you wanted to get back at her. That's what you said, right? But you didn't think I didn't even think she would care. Do y'all see what they doing? I said, these niggas is crazy. These motherfuckers is crazy. Giselle, she didn't do it to hurt you. Robin, she didn't do it to hurt you. Okay, if they start talking about, the situation with Monique and the letter the character assassination letter that Ashley wrote, if we start talking about that, just make sure that you say that Ashley was not trying to hurt her. Even girl, we know what you was trying to do. We know, girl, you was trying to get revenge. We know, but we're just going to say, don't say anything. We'll talk for you. But then, like, you didn't want to spend so much time on the privilege part where you can enact violence on somebody, like literally revenge, a revenge plot. You can execute your revenge plot and then have everyone else speak for you and say to the person that you enacted revenge upon that you didn't mean to do that. And then you can also sit there and say, I didn't think she would care. I'll never trust you. How are you still friend? And then you're still friends with Monique. How are you still friends with Karen? She was like, are you still mad at Karen? She said, yeah, I am. I would be too. Because again, Karen was the one that told Candace, if it had been me, I would have pressed charges. But then she turns around and calls HR on the girl for telling her to burn in hell for still being cool with the girl that she told her to press charges against. Bitch. This shit is crazy. This shit will have you going crazy, girl. This shit will have you going fucking crazy. Then they get on Wendy. They start talking about policing her body. Why would you shut down her agency? She tells Andy, it's not what you say, it's your delivery. And then Wendy says, I thought that at the dinner in Williamsburg that that's what we were trying to do. And she said she didn't mean that to say that she was loose, like she was a slut, but to say that she was less reserved. Your personality was changing. She says, even your interactions with Mia. And she said it was no different than the interactions with Ashley. So what's the difference? She said that somebody said where her reads were hers. She says, no, no, it may sound like they are, but they're not rehearsed because of the way I deliver them so eloquently. It may sound like it. You saw Candace over there like, yes, I bet yes. So they start talking about the candle situation. That was like whatever. Then they get on Wendy and Giselle talking about the blogs, and they showed the package saying that Giselle said that she was overcompensating for the rumors. And Wendy makes a great point. That was a blog that maybe 100 people see, but you decided to bring it on a platform where there was 1 million people watching. Why would you bring? Andy said, "Yeah. Why would you breathe life into that?" Well, then she goes, I know firsthand, and Ashley knows firsthand. I mean, they all. And then I thought to myself, well, I mean, if anyone knows firsthand about a blog, like really getting some shit wrong and fucking some shit up, is Candace. But I think Giselle was really speaking of, about our husbands and stories about our husbands being in the blogs or whatever. So I think that she was talking about that, but they all, this whatever blog it is always attacking them, they said. And she says, and it's really messed up that you would say that I got my body done just to keep a man. You had a tummy tuck? Did it keep Jamal? And that was it, baby. They was all looking crazy. I was like, girl, the show is crazy, y'all. The show is crazy. I said to myself, I'm not about to get all upset about this, because when Giselle and Karen got up and hugged each other, I was like, okay, I'm good. We can talk about the things during the season, but I'm not going to get wrapped up into that. Like, I'm not going to play. I watch the Twilight Zone. I'm not participating in the Twilight Zone. I'm not doing that with them. And even also like Candace and like befriending them, and it's like after all of this, like I was watching Rodney's live. It's like when your girlfriend comes to you and tells you she's having problems with her man, and you're like, girl, fuck that nigga, and this and this. And next week, next season, they back together in each other's face, smiling shit, and you mad for no reason. You mad for no reason. Now they up in each other's face, smiling when the season is over and everything like that. And now it's like, girl, it's stupid, and it's stupid. And then the fact that they're like actually doing what they're doing at the reunion, and like really like, do y'all realize what you're doing? And they were really trying to make it seem like calling Giselle a drug addict and an alcoholic is not, because we add a little humor to it. You go below the belt by saying your mama, but you guys are saying she went below the belt because the lady's mother is a low budget drug addict. It's like but you said that the lady was a drug addict, and then for Giselle to be like, and you see, we didn't fight each other. That's the point. So what is your point? That's the point. We go back and forth. The point is, when people start getting physical and want to get physical, that's the problem. You can't blame that on Candace. Candace has never gone at somebody. I think the most like aggressive that we've seen her is when she like knocked those things over after the lettuce. She threw the lettuce, the girl threw the lettuce back, she threw the lettuce again, and then she like knocked over something. Those like, it was like some wooden cranes on the counter. She knocked them over. That's as messed up. Oh wait, I'm trying to think. She was kind of, when she threw it, she wasn't as bad. No, that was bad. That was where I was trying to think of, with the little butter knife, honey, the way that they make it sound like the girl turned into goddamn Freddy Krueger, honey, the way they make it sound. But no, she wasn't even that as aggressive as. So when you say, oh, we didn't fight, that's the point. That's what we all are saying here. You're supposed to use your words. You're not supposed to fight. That's what we're saying, stupid. Like, Giselle, I want Giselle to shut up. I do. I'm like, how the hell did she get in the front? How is it? And that's why, like, girl, you don't be saying nothing that makes sense, or it really doesn't make sense, and you just be talking, and everybody be like, okay, Giselle, girl, it's a mess. Anyways, y'all, I gotta go. Take care of each other, protect your energy. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Hopefully it didn't make y'all mad. Hopefully we're just going to be like, listen, we're not playing these games with the Housewives of Potomac, because it's literally like your girlfriend coming to you about their man during the season, fussing and fighting during the season. You down here hollering and screaming for them, getting mad for them, and all this other stuff. And then then when the season's over, they in their face, smiling and eating filet and drinking bubbly and shit like that. And now you like, girl, I was so mad all season for you. What? None of that. No more. We're not playing those games. We're not doing it anymore. No mas. I'm good. I'm so good. Shout out to everybody. I had fun. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.